men in that box who will be taking care of the goal in the Sidama Buna side. Now you've got to watch out for the very bumpy parts of the field, watch out for the very wet parts of the field as well, because that's going to dictate how the game is going to be won. Fasil Kenema wants it to be won very early, and might just give them a little bit of a momentum to be able to move forward. But I sincerely do think that it's going to be easier to navigate the field by playing the closer passes to yourselves and then trying to move forward. I'm Bernardo Tieno. I'm in the company of Gilbert Celebwa. You can choose to listen to the Amharic or the English commentary. You've got the options on your remote control with Elias Marcos and Jonas Azeze taking you through the Amharic commentary in this match. So let's get into it just as quickly as possible. Whoever masters the pitch will be the one to make the better of this game. But all in all, it's going to present a challenge to both sides, Gilbert. What do you think?
It's going to be a huge challenge, Bernard. The ground is very, very slippery, and the patches which are very, very muddy, and how to navigate them will definitely give a team an opportunity to be able to find the best lanes to pass the ball to.
Just Dawita Faraguta. Okay, Kiafolabi. Try to get past two men in that defense by pulling the ball to himself. It doesn't work well. Gitgat Kut is running for this one, but he's got Fabian Fanola, who's going to be taking care of goal for the Sidama Buna side. The big man himself getting close here to try to and he's successfully, actually, not just to try, but he picks it up. Gitgat Kut. I'm not exactly sure if he's playing as a central defender or he's playing as the outside right back. Yeah, that's going to test a little bit of it's going to test a little bit of the attention of the players as well, whether they know where the ball is going to go to. Sometimes they will put so much energy on the ball and it won't move far, and sometimes you will think it's not going to. Man in the striking, and maybe that will help to calm the nerves again and play it well. Sidama 0, Fasil 1. Third bidded goal. We're getting them scored very early. You could have seen that it was the intention right from Fasil Kenema, and now he started the game. I must also let you know that it's still drizzling. It might look like it's wet in the field, but there's a drizzle that is still coming down. There was some heavy downpour earlier on. Now, this coupled with the downpour that we had yesterday and a couple of days ago makes the pitch really wet in very many patches. And you just watch where the ball bounces. If it bounces and you see it stopping and not going too far off, then you know it's wet in there. In the drier places, the danger still exists. Kedir Koulibaly knows that danger. That ball will hit the ground and slide faster, and you might be timing it, thinking you can get the better of it when it bounces from there, and then it moves away from you. And he just puts this one out for a corner. This is going to be for the Sidama Buna side. Well, we'll see what they can do on this side, which, in my opinion, is still the worst side of the field, with Mikel Samaki in a difficult position as a goalkeeper in there. Referee says to hold on a bit until everybody stop pulling and tagging here. Looks like a left foot out swinger is what we will get from Sidama Buna. Very high one as well. Sunday Mutuku doesn't direct it. Tafare Guta could have had a chance for a shot and a half here, but seems to have been blocked here. But I think Fasil again will look for a fast break here.
Absolutely. I mean, that is the best way to play. And as you have said, the conditions will definitely favor a team that acts a little bit faster. If you want to control the ball, there are two things. Either you meet the ball before it bounces. That's a good shot from Tafid.
They're appealing for that as a penalty on Mujib Kasim. I don't know what you make of that. They seem to have been in a position trying to defend that ball. You're talking about the technicality of the game at the moment. The field is soggy, the field is wet. What do they need to do? How will they control the ball? Who's got the advantage in this? Look at where it goes sometimes. It simply stops in there because there's water in there.
Yeah, the anticipation of both sides of the players will definitely have to be up in the air at this point in time.
Shimekit Guksa sets the ball in. Gatkut cuts it out. The other thing is that with the field as heavy, here is the shot again. Oh, it doesn't touch Mujib's hands at all. It doesn't at all. I mean, that call was misadvised. The other thing is that we were saying that the field is heavy, so the energy that is going to be used is going to be a lot more, and most of the men you know to be very good runners might not be able to execute those runs. Shimekit Guksa, for example, might just slow down in this kind of game. Surefel Danacho as well will slow down in this kind of game.
Absolutely. It's just the timing. It's either you meet the ball before it bounces, or you anticipate that it's going to bounce and you have a head start on it.
Or you resign to your fate, that if it bounces and comes to you, fine. If it bounces and stops there, too bad. Those kind of chances then become very difficult. Will be interesting to see how Sunday Mutuku plays with Fetudin Jamal. It must be a new kind of combination being tried out in defense. Might just work the magic. This one is a long one to Abtamu Gezaheng, the man who scored against Adama. Didn't disturb him at all. Siom Kebere is on the bench. He wasn't there last match when they played. Apparently was reportedly unwell, but seems to have recovered them if he's back on the bench. Get cut. Little nice touch by Afolabi. Fetudin Jamal, he's got the captaincy of the side as well. That's exactly what we're talking about. The ball simply doesn't pass that midfield, doesn't get to the other person because of the wet pitch.
And therefore a lot of anticipation from the players.
You know, usually, Gilbert, we are not allowed to talk to the gentlemen who do the statistics, but this is one game in which you'd want to talk to the statistics people. If the pass is given to a player and he gets into water, it stops there, doesn't get to him, does it count as an incomplete pass? Or I'm going to have a chat with them later on today.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to design a way of deciding whether that is a complete pass or not. I don't think we can have a chat with them now. They'll pretend they can't hear us, but that's fine. Gets into the box here. The shot that is deflected by Gatkuta, picked up by Fabian Fernol. It looked like it was heading into the net on the other side. It's going to be dangerous, whichever way you look at it, as long as there's a shot going in that direction.
That's a good shot. It's a deflection. The goalkeeper was moving to the left-hand side, but the quickest of reactions from the goalkeeper just saves Sidama from further blushes.
Well, this is one of those days in which you will have to be very keen on everything, including the percentages of the statistics as well. Like I told you, those gentlemen in statistics sometimes, you know, like to talk in very short sentences. They never give you a chance to say anything because they're calculating it, they're giving you percentages all the time. Well, for sure this evening, they're going to have to tell us how they arrive at those percentages. There has to be a scientific way. The cross coming in from the left side. Oh, it's going to be back into the midfield. That's what we're talking about. Surefel Danacho's intended pass. I'm going to have a chat with them at halftime today, the statistics people. That should count for a pass that was going to get there.
Yes, but it didn't get there.
No, it didn't.
So it's not a pass.
So you mean it's an incomplete pass?
Yes, and we don't have stats for that.
No, but you're beginning to talk like those statistics people I know now. They're always like that as well. They just short, they say, no, that wasn't a pass at all. It's a water that stopped it. This gives a chance to The Sidama, it just refuses to go there. Lydia becomes part of it as well.
It should have started. There should have been a restart there.
No, there is a restart. She's got to bounce it back to the people who had possession before. I mean, she's an international referee, of course. She has done exactly that. Another shot here. Any deflection, any touch there, you know, with the goalkeeper going in one direction, will definitely catch the goalkeeper flat-footed.
That is the best way to play this kind of a game. With those kind of distances closer to the goal, if you have good technique and you have good power behind the ball, you will definitely hit the target and confuse the goalkeeper.
It's going to go back into the midfield. Shimikit was trying to rise onto that one, but I think the longer head was Mehari Mena's one that gets onto it and sent it out for a throw-in. It's going to be on the right side for the Fasil side. Sirafel Denachu again just doesn't measure exactly what he wanted to put into that ball. Got Kut. It's picked up in the midfield by Tekese. You've got to have a firm touch on the ball just to make sure it gets to where it is getting. I think Sirafel Denachu is thinking the same thing that you were talking about, Gilbert. Someone's talked to him that he should take shots from any distance. You might just disturb the goalkeeper.
That was not a shot.
What was that?
I think he had two minds there. He didn't know whether he was going to give a pass or... But that was not a shot.
Oh, was
absolutely.
It went to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think
that's why, again, I told you I need to have a talk with the statistics people, because that will count as a shot, only not on target. Yeah, it's a shot. I heard them I can hear them whispering in the ears, Gilbert. They're saying it's a shot, only not on target. It's going to be that day when we'll look for scientific ways of describing things. Yeah, Mujib Kasim feeling like he's being held back, but a little bit of a run from the left side. And long search for a distance from which to take the free kick. Gatkut is complaining that he wasn't involved in that foul and that it shouldn't be a foul on Nat Nile Gabriel Georgis. Oh, but there it is, Gatkut.
It's a handoff. It's a handoff actually from Gatkut.
Yeah, that's after he had also just pushed him out, trying to pull him up, pull him back again. It's going to be a free kick for the Fasil Kenema side. They're leading this game by 1-0. Third minute goal by Mujib Kasim. I think it's one of those days when you have to call him by his full names as well. Mujib Hamza Kasim. When you score, when you score so many goals, people suddenly want to know all your names. So I did not confuse it with anybody else. It's going to come from the left side. Amsalu Tilawin is a natural left-footed player. Plays it to Surafel. Hits it on Tafera Guta. Got Kut with a big clearance into the midfield. Afolabi is looking for support. He's not finding any. Well, the one thing about Afolabi is he believes in himself. He's got some conviction when he's going out at the front.
Yeah, when he gets the ball, he wants to go into a forward direction. And I think that's it's a mark of a good striker.
Well, it's got in the feedback and into the midfield now. Biranwa Shamo has sent it to the left side to Mehari Mena. And taken by the right back on the Fasil Kenema side. This is Shimikit Kuksa. Good ball through here, but just a little bit too long. And I think that's a big run as well. You know, the takeoff when you're running for a ball like that is also slow because it's slippery, so you can't take off as fast as you want to.
You have to time even the takeoff.
Yeah, you have to. And, and that's why I think Bezab Meleo couldn't get to that. I mean, if you slow down a bit on the takeoff, you're not going to get to the ball. So there's got to be a measure from whoever is giving it and whoever is receiving it as well. It's got to work seamlessly. Otherwise, there's going to be problems.
It's possible that you can take 3 seconds trying to take off because of the weather, the conditions.
You're watching too many cartoons here. You're thinking you'll just be bouncing on the same spot before it takes off. Now, that happens to tires rotating before they go off. But for you, but it'll just slow you down. You can't take off. Yeah, you'll slide as well. Shimikit again. This is deemed to be offside on Mujib Kasib. Would be nice to see exactly where that came from because the assistant referee seems to have been right on line there. Dani Warku.
He's coming from an outside position.
Oh,
yeah, he's already
in the other way around.
Yes. It's a decoy run.
It's a decision that has already been made there. Amsalu is trying to get out of this one. He will be fouled in the process. The man who was taking care of him there is Jonas Giremel. Just decides to make sure that Amsalu doesn't stay on his feet, but gives away a free kick. Amsalu himself has scored 2 goals now. He was very emotional in the game in which he was sent off for a second descent. A lot of stories on the off-field about exactly where those emotions came in after he had scored a goal as well. It's going to be a throw-in. It's a story that you'll read elsewhere. It's going to be for Fasil now. Jib decides to start it all in the midfield. Some good defensive formation on Sidama as well, you must say, Gilbert.
Yeah, they have quite the numbers behind the ball. I think the strategy is to try and sit back, and when the time comes, at the opportune time, to try and play the counter-attacks.
A very ill-informed kind of diagonal cross intended for Shimikit Guksa, who was watching it roll past. Now they bring a better one to Nathaniel Gabriel-Georgis. This is Shimikit. Just managed to evade the tackle, but doesn't get onto that ball. It's going to go out for a goal kick. And it's going to be for Sidama. Sidama won their last 2 matches, Gilbert. That was the story. But Fasil Kenema's coach doesn't want anything about them losing, because they drew against Bahar Dar, and that set them back a couple of points. They'd won all 4 of the last 5 previously. For the Sidama side, they won the last 2, which should have given them a lot of confidence as well, but they had lost the initial 3. Now, that's the difference. They had lost all the 3 before, and Fasil had won all the 3 before.
Yeah, absolutely, Bernard. The big thing here is Fasil on 42 points. It means that between them and the second in command, Ethiopia Buna, there's a difference of 9 points, and therefore they have to increase the tally.
That's 3 games.
Yes, those are 3 games.
Yeah, Fasil have to lose, or that Ethiopia Buna has to win, hoping that Fasil loses. But if they all keep winning, well, the point difference will still be the same. All things must be the same. Mikel Samake recovers on time to pick this one, which seemed to have rolled off his fingers from the shot from a distance here. Yeah, it's slippery. Things might just get a... This is what he was talking about, that he could have been off his box there when he's going for that one.
Absolutely.
But I think the referee didn't give it any chance at all. It's back into the midfield for the Fasil side. Zab Malayu makes himself available for the passing here. And decides to start a little run that is ill-informed as well. He loses possession in the midfield. But Afara Guta doesn't help in trying to get the ball out for the Sidama Buna side. It's going to be a foul. And in very many instances, this would come for a yellow card, because it's putting himself in danger. It's putting the other player in danger as well. How do you go for that? It's too high.
Yeah, that's a high.
You don't go for a bicycle kick there. It should have been coming in for a yellow card. Yeah. The only problem is, I think the only reason why he doesn't go for that is Surafel gets hit in the back, but he gets hurt on the head. That's one of the strangest things that happens in football. You're the coach, you explain to me how that happens.
I don't know what happened to the players on the field.
But you saw it.
Yeah,
the boot going to the back, but he gets hurt on the head.
It did hit him on the head, absolutely.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I'm still trying to study in football. Exactly how it happens.
I thought you'd already finished writing the book.
No, still a couple of chapters are incomplete. Especially how players get well quickly. That's the one I'm writing about.
And then complete passes chapter.
And this goes out of the field of play. It's going to be a goal kick. And it's going to be for the Sidama Buna side. Farnola with a very quick restart, trying to get Afolabi up at the front. He also realizes and knows the value of just having Afolabi dealing with just one defender. And if it's in quick speed, then you know the result could be disastrous. Mujib Kasim, even on a good field, he never has more than 3 touches. In a field like this, I think he will not have more than 2. He loves it that way. Good turn, trying to get the ball into the midfield. Tafera Guta was close by there, but wasn't going to go for it. It's actually Yoades Gedumeo who went for it, and then a foul here. That is, again, difficult to explain, coming from, on to Gezahen.
He just puts his body in between the player and the ball.
all the body, bumping off, and he actually goes for the boot. He's not going for the ball. That's a foul. I think the center referee has got to start dishing out the cards here. That's too hard from Abtamu to Kese and very unnecessary. He's lucky to get away with it. It'll be a shot from a distance. Mamadou Sidibe. I can imagine him trying to converse probably in Amharic with Lydia Tafese. He's going to be the one taking it, Mamadou Sidibe himself. There's a good number of men who've organized themselves in the box to wait for it. It's a shot directly towards goal. Mikel Samake dives out to send the ball out of the field of play. I'm not sure he needed to do exactly that, but he's quite sure that he should have done that. But I think it was already off target.
Well, at times when you're not sure, I think the best way to do is that try and fire the ball out. But you can't take it away from Sidibe Mamadou with a very, very well taken shot.
Left foot out swinger. Tamu Kesahen was trying to go to it in a very unconventional way. It's Shimakit Gugsa. Can't go out with the same speed that they usually go out with because they need the numbers to come in forward. Now I'm Salutilaun. Try to chip it back to Gugsa. Some lovely piece of skill from Tefera Guta. This was intended for Gezahen. Comes back into the midfield to Abtamu Tekeste. Tilaun is probably doing the best under the circumstances. As the left back, he's not playing too far on the out. Neither is he rolling too much on the flanks, but he's moving more into the midfield to assist in the midfield.
Yeah, I think the instructions are to try and play very compact together, especially when they're not in possession of the ball, and allow Sidama to play in the wider areas.
Yep, the ball just refuses to go through to Mujib Kasim. Gitgat Kut is forced to cut it out. And that's going to be the story of the incomplete passes by virtue of being stopped by the water that is in the field. A waterlogged pitch here. It is carrying a little bit of what they call zenebe, some rain. You would ordinarily just refer to it as wuha in a barrack, but this comes from the zenebe. It's rainwater. It's going to be a foul here that will be given to the Sidama side, courtesy of the Malian's hard work that he was putting in on the side there. Amsalu Tilaun together with Nail Gabriel Georgis who are challenging for it. That was a shot that was taken by the Malian Mamadou Sidibe to another Malian, Mikel Samake.
Yeah, it was actually veering out, but
I think it was off target.
Samake decided, no, I need to push it further out.
I think it's just because it came from another Malian that he decided to go for it. If it was from anybody else, I don't think he
should have left it.
Yeah, should have just left it. But he's showing him that I'm around here. I mean, it's probably just making sure that they know each other and that they're on the field, both of them. There is another one as well on the other side in goal, in Fabian Farnola. So this is going to be a throw-in now. A man with whom they can converse in one language, in French, very comfortably. Amsalu Tilahun will take it. She's going to go out for another throw-in. The rain has subsided. It's just a little drizzle that is still coming down. But the bigger droplets that were there much earlier on have made their way elsewhere now. Frankly speaking, I don't think anyone would mind the little drizzles to come down, you know, even for longer, because of the heat that you encounter when you are in Diridao. A heat that goes sometimes right up to the 40 degrees Celsius. Makes anything impossible in the afternoon, unless it's late afternoon. Afolabi tries to chip it on the right foot. Gezahen is going for it. Samake is off his line. It's just not on target. But well taken from the left side. I mean, the intention was very good to try and get the goalkeeper off the line. You've got to thank this man for all the speed work that he has done.
It's a good run. It's a good run by Okiki Afolabi on the right-hand side. And the youngster, Dawit Guta, the little Ozil on the Sidama Buna side, should have had better tidings in that.
Or he could have pulled it back to look at whoever else was there in a better position. Samake is not happy, but it took a deflection from Okiki Afolabi, and that's what made it very difficult for him as well. Gonna be a throw in this one. Kadir Koulibaly. We saw the other side of him when he played against Bardar. Got a yellow card in the 51st minute. I think for the first time, some of the characters that you usually don't see very often came out in the frustration that there was in that match. And that's a match in which they drew 0-0. Back to the midfield. Very nicely stopped by Birhanu Ashamo. Then Mamadou Sidibe got Gezahen for company. And attempted a very quick shot here. Is deflected off by Kadir Koulibaly, and then given back to the goalkeeper by Surafel Donachu. And that happens to be the best move in defense that Surafel has done from there, Gilbert. Otherwise, they were laboring to try and remove that ball from that area.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in this particular game, it looks like Fasil have actually mastered the conditions of the field better than Sidama. And they're managing the ball very well. I think it's the influence of that man.
What do you think is going to tell them? We're going into the water break now, Gilbert. Well, what do you think is going to tell them? But although Gabriel Metin doesn't look like a happy man under the rain.
He doesn't because they failed to manage the game in the first 25 minutes. And failed also to take any meaningful shot towards goal. So that should be a cause to worry. For Fasil, I think he knows that there are opportunities that have come their way. And he's telling them it is very important for you to be able to stop Sidama Buna from the midfield, from the attacking third, and then be able to execute the right kind of passes. 53% on both sides, 26 coming onto the Sidama side, and very, very little action coming towards the Fasil side.
Well, they will take a little bit of time discussing this there, because they're going to have discussions about how they're going to play this one now, and I think it will rally for the Fasil side on how they're going to play the defense. I think that's the most important part of this, because there's the attacks that are coming from Sidama, and they're coming very fast. Here is the statistics, Gilbert. There is only 1 goal from 8 attempts. What do you think? And then there's only 3 shots on target now.
But there's really not been any clear-cut way of getting into each other's final third because of the condition of the field, and that is why you've seen only 3 shots on target, 2 from Fasil and only 1 from the Sidama side.
Well, Fanol is going to be having a lot coming in his direction, probably more than what is going to be coming to Samake, and that's because of the way the field is. Where Fanol is as goalkeeper is a better playing side than where Samake is. This is where Samake is getting the attacks from, and they're avoiding that center. Anyone would, and so he knows most of the attacks will be coming from either the left or the right side. But for Fabian Fanol, they could come from the center as well, and that is how he has also conceded that 1 goal. So he's got to keep himself in the best of anticipations. He saves this one from going out for a corner. The experience that he's got, of course, helps him to pick it up quickly, to start it from Sidama. And he gets it all the way to Mamadou Sidibe, and then to Dawit Tefera Guta. Little touch then comes off Ioannis. And back into the midfield, Bezab. Good little skill that he's got here. Still goes into a sliding tackle that is very legal as well. And gets the ball out. Gatkut. Interestingly, on the Sidama Buna side, I was going to talk about that man, Sande Mutuku. He's being allowed to move up to the front most of the time, but he still has the energy to come back into defense. That's helping Fetudin Jamal as well, but he's also helping on the right flank every time they're coming in for the attack. Out on the left side. Yeah, the ball control in the very first touch by Mehari Mena is what lets him down and makes them lose possession here. Gatkut lets this one roll off the field of play. It's going to be a throw-in that is going to be given to the Sidama Buna side. They're trying to come into the game, Sidama.
Yeah, and they're trying to come into the game. Just wanted to get something out of that man.
Who's that?
Mujib Kasim.
Oh, okay.
On the last two matches, it looks like he's veering off the center. No, he's playing straight mostly on the right-hand side of the attack. A very unusual place for him to play.
Well, we had a discussion with you about that. We thought it was a little bit of a decoy so that when he comes back into the, you forget about him totally when he's playing on the right side as a striker, and you think they've changed whoever is going to be striking. But when the time comes and he gets into the center and he still puts in the goal. So I think he's decided himself that it's going to be a decoy.
It's not a team tactic.
No,
I think it's a team tactic.
Well, where he is at the moment is right at the center.
Yeah.
And again, there would be a little bit of an advantage and a disadvantage in that, because they would expect him to be on the right where he always is and then not find him there. He'll have rolled back into the center. So it's got to be communication as well on how they're going to be doing it. Afolabi tries to bring in a left foot shot. Easily taken by Samake, who also, just covers the entire angle at the distance and makes it difficult for a shot to come from Afolabi.
Well, in this kind of games, sometimes you play the long balls, they drop and they give your strikers an advantage with this kind of terrain.
This is the Malian Mamadou Sidibe. Ferraguta tries to push it to Afolabi. It's very well marked by the captain. It goes out on the right side for Fasil Kenema. Surafel Denachu tries to punt this out for Mujib. And then Iranu Ashamo then helps it out on the left side. Now Guta's got to realize that the terrain is not the same. And he's not going to be very stable on his feet with those darting runs, not in this kind of field. He's got to release the ball slightly earlier.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't have a chance to play your usual game here.
In fact, you want to play two touches. The third touch, they'll definitely get onto you. And they know that he's a technical player, and therefore they're not going to give him an opportunity to be able to create the opportunities for his side.
Yeah, all they'll need to do is to knock him off the rails, and that is it. Very long ball going directly into the goalkeeper. Mikel Samake picks it up easily, happily as well. He's going to start it again for the Fasil Kenema side, who are leading this game by 1-0. Mujib Hamza Kasim, having scored it in the 3rd minute of the game, has put the Fasil side on the driving seat in this one. The back heel coming off the captain Yared Bai, but doesn't get to Shimekit Guksa, who was approaching it. Salu. It's a contact game, yes, but depending on how you go down, it could be deemed to be a foul, and Absalu gets the benefit of it here. He was going to lose the ball here, but it's very fast-footed as well. He's got those darting runs for a defender and for a left-footed player as well, so he takes advantage of that. He had possession, so he gets the advantage.
Yeah, very, very strong player, Amsalu Telahun, with 2 goals to his credit. A very difficult customer to go past.
He's also fresh from doing duty for the Ethiopian nation as well, so that adds into a little bit of the confidence of a player. There's a handball. Kadir Koulibaly coming so far off his line as well, and gifting away a free kick to the Sidama Buna side. And Fetudin playing very, very disciplined in defense. Sidibe and Afolabi all trying to go for the same ball. It's not getting to any of them for a shot. It goes into Mikel Samake. One of those difficult moments in football where you don't know exactly who's going to take it. You think someone's going to take it, then you realize no one's taking it. The hand was in a natural position, so that is not given out for a handball. Try to carve this one again to Mamadou Sidibe. They're interchanging with Afolabi up at the front. Here is Surafel Denachu. If he gets a through ball, this would be a little bit of a disaster here. If it had gone just a little bit faster and to Natnael Gabriel Georgis, it would have been a disaster there. I thought Mujib Kasim is the one who was at the center there for that ball, Gilbert.
Yeah, it's Natnael who made that small run.
Now here we thought it's Natnael who's on the left side.
And now it is Mujib on the right-hand side.
That's what we were saying, you know. You don't know exactly who's where. Mujib is going to be penalized for a foul throw. He tried to take this very quickly, The referee says that's a foul throw.
I think he's forgotten about his defensive responsibilities. Remember, he was turned from a defender into a striker, and therefore he has forgotten about his defensive
Of course, you have to forget totally. When you turn into a pilot, you don't remember you are a steward.
Always remember where you come from.
Yeah, you just
remember where you came from.
When you land, you can remember it. But right now, he's focused as a striker. He's not going to be thinking about that. You rarely see him in defense, unless it's really important that he gets there. But you'll never find him on this side. Oh, this almost doesn't go to the goalkeeper, Samake. Again, because of the field, the ball almost stopped being shot. Samake will go to this one. I think Tafari Guta just realizes it could have been in the offside, so he decides not to tamper with play here. Here is Mujib's. Of course, it's very foul there. You can see it. He doesn't even have both hands on the ball.
Yeah, both hands must be on the ball, and it has to come from the back of your head.
Well, what if the backside of your head is slightly longer? Do you still have to take it?
It will still have to come from the back.
The whole distance, Gilbert. Yeah. You might give away another throw-in to yourself. It might hit the back of your head and land on the other side again.
Both feet must be on the ground.
Yeah, I agree to that.
Both hands must be on the ball.
It's just that part of it coming from behind.
Yeah.
That you're probably saying that there are particular shapes of heads that are allowed in the game of football. It goes on to the right side of the attack for the Fasil Kenema side. Starting out to be a very interesting match after all, regardless of the state of the field. A good one now coming from the left side by Tafari Guta. The clearance by Kadir Koulibaly, just getting as far as the center. It was looking like a dangerous clash there between Sadi Mutuku and Yohan is getting out. But they both come out of it very nicely. Fetudin now getting the courage to move from his distance, to move slightly forward. Gonna be pushed off the ball, and he's complaining about something here. But it's not a free kick.
I always like the passion of that man, Fetudin Jamal, the captain.
There he is.
He's been pushed off by Tekeste.
Yeah, and he's gotten a foul.
Yeah.
But what he's complaining about, I don't know. And then hitting the ground so hard, I don't know.
No, it's the mud. It's the muddy part.
No, he was hitting himself on the ground and complaining to something.
He came in with a very clean mud.
Gilbert pushed off by Sabaki. It's going to be a throw-in. Fetudin has got to adjust his captain's armband, otherwise the referee might not see it. It's turned totally brown. This is a good shot, isn't it?
Very, very good shot. Well applicated. I mean, technical application, absolutely fantastic. The power behind it, the precision, but right too close to the keeper.
Sidama have it again. Tafari Guta to Sidibe. Nice little dummy on his right foot. But it doesn't keep possession of it. Rallies to recover it though. Oh, referee says there's nothing there. Here is Mujib looking for a little touch here. He does get the touch, but he doesn't get it past the goalkeeper, Fabian Fanole. He apologizes to Fetudin Jamal. You know, about a time like this, an apology to Fetudin seems like to say, sorry, I got the better of you. It's not really because of the touch they had there. It's going to be a foul. It's going to be for Sidama. This was going to be disaster for the Sidama side.
That's a good run. It's a good run. And I like what Fetudin Jamal does. He leans his body onto Mujib. And that
gets him off the rails.
Gets him off the rails.
So that he doesn't have power on the ball.
Yeah.
And that's how that doesn't go in.
Good defending.
It's because of Fetudin that happened. Yeah. He leans on him, puts a little bit of weight on him, so he's angling on one side, can't get his full boot onto that ball. It's going to be a free kick though for Sidama. Donachi has been yellow carded. I don't know what he was complaining about. Samaki again just recovering with his instincts, getting onto that ball. And begins the build-up on the right side. Again chipped back into the center, looking for Mujib. It's going to be a battle between Mujib and Fetudin from now on, because Fetudin has rolled onto the left side of defense. Mujib has a touch, brings it to Shimikit. Then Sidama try to come out with it. It goes out for a throw-in. It's going to be for the Fasil side. Gilbert, we've played 40 minutes. Please tell us, what do you think is going on in this game?
Well, I think there's one thing that I like about what Sidama is doing. They recover so quickly when they lose possession of the ball, and they also push up in numbers when they are in the possession of the ball. The final touch on Sidama side has not been very good, and I think that is something that they need to adjust. For Fasil Kenema, they came in, they realized that the best way to go about things is to get to the scoreboard. After that, they've literally left Mujib Kasim at the top by himself.
Yep, they're concentrating on the midfield and in defense as well, which is a good tact in my opinion. It's going to be a throw in here. It's going to be for Sidama. Sidama Buna will come for an admonishing here. Incidentally, the Kenyan defender speaks fluent Amharic as well. Could have been conversing very easily with Lydia Tafesa in Amharic. He protested a decision that had been given a couple of seconds ago on a throw-in. This is Johannes, plays it onto the left side and finds a chance for a good cross coming in. I'm talking to Kester. We'll have a difficult time explaining that, although he was let loose on that. Referee says, don't go for a high boot at all. I don't know what he's still protesting. Mr. Bena Mehari is protesting that decision. The ref says, don't go for a high boot at all. Samake is the man who punches it up at the front for the Fasil side. This is Gezahen. Fighting hard, he gets the ball away from another hard-fighting defender, Amsalu Tilahun. Here is Afolabi, and intended for Mamadou Sidibé. He's gone into the box for a shot here. Blocked off. Again, a shot off a Malian left foot. Sent out by a Malian right hand for a corner.
It's a good feed. It's a good feed by Dawit Tefera to Mamadou Sidibé. Takes the shot, but it was closer to the goalkeeper and to the near post.
And the corner is a long one. Picked up again. Gezahen was lurking on the outside, waiting for the taller of the players to do the speed work and then try to get onto this ball. Tilaun sends it up at the front. The attempt is to get it back to Fabian Farnone. On this side, you can be a little bit confident, knowing the ball will get to the goalkeeper if you wanted to. But again, it was the attempt by Fasil to bring it back, by Bezat Meleo to bring it onto this other side. That would have looked like it would have had more positive results. Although the flip from the head then sent it off the field of play. Never mind the fact that immediately after that there was a call for offside that has been awarded as well. It's going to be a free kick for Sidama Buna. Fabian is the man who's taking it. Gitgat could sense it just as far as the midfield. Surafel has got a little space now, but he's looking for the support. It comes from the captain. Doesn't do a very good job of sending it forward. Brings it back to the center. Tekeste, and then was playing it with Yared by. They didn't get the ball out. Sidama have been looking for those fast breaks on the right and on the left. And Tafera Guta's express instructions, I think, is to try and find either Mamadou Sidibé or to find Okiki Afolabi, and he's really trying his best under the circumstances.
Yeah, and I like what he's been doing. You know, he's not trying to get them in the space. He's trying to get the ball right to their feet, and that's the way, the best way to get to the striker.
Oh, did you see what just happened there? I mean, the ball just didn't get away from Sande Mutuku at all. 2 times. I think he feels a little bit unfairly treated here, but that's a foul that was given. He tried to clear the ball, he didn't go out. Tried to clear it again the second time. The referee says, look, you have already fouled Nathaniel Gabriel Georgis. It's going to be a free kick. It's a free kick given to the Fasil side. Playing the 44th minute of the game. Salutila is being admonished, being asked whether he had the whistle and that he should play the ball forward. This is Gezahen. He's come all the way into the defense. Pushes one to the left side to Mamadou Sidibé. It's been touched out for up throwing. It's going to be for the Sidama Buna side. We're playing the last minute of this game, Gilbert. And even though it's on a very scrappy field, we haven't had much stoppage in this first half.
Absolutely. I mean, both sides have managed the game very well. They have. So and it's only that there was an opportunity for Fasil in the first few minutes of the game, and they
converted it.
Yes.
So that's what stands in between them and the rest of the statistics in this game. But we probably will be playing 1 or 2 minutes of added time in this game, because we had the 1 minute of the water break. I don't think there'll be a lot more to be added. It's probably just the only one that we will be seeing. So they're managing themselves well on the field. 1 minute of added time, would you believe it? Just that the amount we had for the water break. Mujib is out for a run on the right side. Gitgat Kut is trying to cut him out. The deflection, well, went into the hands of Fanol. I thought he had it firmly in his hands here, but it looks like it was being nicked off his hands by Nathaniel Gabriel-Georgis, who could have turned it into the net. That happened so quickly.
He didn't see that coming.
Who?
And that is Fanol.
I didn't see it either. Yeah. Look, it takes a deflection. He doesn't know the ball is out of his hands. He uses his foot, actually. Yeah.
He didn't see Nathaniel coming from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, should have.
That's very agreeable. I didn't see him either. And I don't know if anybody else saw him. It's chipped into the area, headed out by Sande Mutuku. It's going to be a corner, and it's going to be for the Fasil side. It's probably the last bit of action that we'll see. But here Mujib shielding off Gitgat Kut very well and bringing in a shot in the very acutest of angles here. The deflection goes to Farnola. Then Nathaniel sneaks in there and tries to get it away from the goalkeeper. Fasil takes so much time organizing to take this corner. Nathaniel was really doing a lot of makeup and a lot of, grooming to try and get onto that ball. But before he could, the whistle goes for half-time. Scoreline in favor of Fasil. From the score by Mujib, in which he just got the ball from a distance, had a perfect shot with a hard power that he puts behind the ball. In the 3rd minute, he gets the Fasil side to lead this game at half-time. Sidama 0 and Fasil 1.
45 ደቂቃ የጨዋታ እንቅስቃሴ እንግዲህ ፋሲል ከነማን በሶስተኛው ደቂቃ ሙጂብ ቃሲም ባስቆጠረው ኳስ 1-0 እየመራ እንዲወጣ አድርጎታል። በነገራችን ላይ በዚህ ጨዋታ 12 ሙከራዎች የተደረጉበት ነበር። 7ቱ ኢላማቸውን የጠበቁ ሙከራዎችም ተደርገውበታል። የመጀመሪያው ግማሽ 45 ደቂቃ እንቅስቃሴ ሁለቱ ቡድኖች እንዴት ጀመሩ የሚለውን አብረን ቆይታ በማድረግ እንግዲህ ከእናንተ ጋር የምንዘልቅ ይሆናል። ዮናስ ሞቅ ያለ በተለይም ደግሞ እንደ ሜዳው ክብደት ያልተጀመረ ጨዋታ ነበር።
በጣም ጠንካራ የመጀመሪያ አጋማሽ ነው። በመጀመሪያዎቹ 10-15 ደቂቃዎች ፋሲል የተሻለ ነበር። ፈጣን ጎል አግኝቷል። በሶስተኛው ደቂቃ ኳስ በመቆጣጠር ወደ ተጋጣሚ ክልል ለመግባት የሚያደርጉ ጥረት ጥሩ ነበር። ከዛ በኋላ ቀስ እያለ ሲዳማ ቡና ወደ ጨዋታው ለመምጣት ያደረገው ጥረት የተሳካለት ይመስላል። በተለይ መሀል ላይ አሻሞ ዳዊት፣ እንደዚሁም ደግሞ ዮናስ አላባ ኳሶችን በጣም በፍጥነት ወደ ተጋጣሚ ግብ ክልል በመውሰድ በኩል ስኬታማ ነበሩ። አማካይ ክፍል ያለውን የሚድፊልድ ጦርነቱን በበላይነት ለመወጣት ፊዚካሊ ሲዳማ ቡናዎች በጣም የተሻሉ የነበሩ ይመስለኛልና ይበልጥ ደቂቃዎች በገፉ ቁጥር ፋሲሎች ወደ ራሳቸው ሜዳ አፈግፍገው በመከላከል ነበር የሚጫወቱት። አብዛኞቹ ሙከራዎች ከሳጥን ውጪ ሲሞከሩ የነበሩ ናቸው። ማማዱ ሲዲቤ እንደገና ኦኪኪ አፎላቢ ብዙ ሙከራዎችን አድርገዋል። ግን ዋናው ትልቁ ቁም ነገር ፋሲል ፈጥኖ ጀምሮ ጎል ማስቆጠሩ ይመስለኛል። የመጀመሪያው አጋማሽ
የመሃል ክፍሉን እንቅስቃሴ በተለይም ደግሞ በሁለቱ ቡድኖች በኩል ዮናስ አላባና እንዲሁም ደግሞ ሀብታሙ ተከስተ የነበራቸው እንቅስቃሴ እጅግ በጣም እርጋታ የተሞላበት ነበር ማለት እንችላለን። ወደ መጀመሪያው የጨዋታ ሃይላይት እንሄድ እስኪ። የመጀመሪያው ጎል ነው። ሶስተኛው ደቂቃ ላይ ቀድሞ የተቆጠረ ጎል ነበረ። ሙጂብ ቃሲም ወደ ጎል አስቆጣሪነት ቻርቱ ተመልሷል።
ሱራፌል ያሻማውን ኳስ ሰከንድ ቦል ወይም ሁለተኛ ኳስ ሽመክት ጉግሳ ነው ያገኘው። ሽመክት ጉግሳ ለራሱ ከመምታት ይልቅ ሙጂብ በተሻለ ነፃነት ላይ እንደነበር ያየ ይመስለኛልና ኳሱን በፍጥነት ነው ለሙጂብ የሰጠው። ሙጂብ እንግዲህ አክሮ ነው ኳሱን የመታው። በዚህ ወደ ፕሪሚየር ሊጉ ከመጣ በኋላ ጎል ያላስተናገደው ፋቢያን ፋርኖሌ የመጀመሪያ ጎል ያስተናገደበት ነውና ፈጣን ኳስ ሜዳውም እንደምታየው በጣም አስቸጋሪ ነው። በጣም ረጥዋል። ለግብ ጠባቂው ለመመለስ በጣም አስቸጋሪ ነው። ሙጂብ ቃሲም ግን በጣም ፈጣንና በዚህ ስፔስ በሌለበት አጋጣሚ ጥሩ ኳስ ነው አስቆጥሮ መሪ ማድረግ የቻለው ነው። የጎል ማስቆጠር ደመ ነፍሱን በሚገባ ያየንበት ጎል ነው ያስቆጠረው ሙጂብ ቃሲም።
ይሄን ጎል ሲያስቆጥር ሙጂብ 2 ተቾች ብቻ ነበር ያደረገው። ኳሱን አቆመውና አስቆጠረው።
በዚህ ጥቅጥቅ ባለ ስፔስ።
ስለዚህ ለአንድ አጥቂ የሚያስፈልጉ ኳሊቲዎችን በደንብ የያዘ ተጫዋች ነው ሙጂብ ቃሲም። ወደ ሌላኛው የጨዋታ እንቅስቃሴ እንሂድ። በዛሬው ጨዋታ እንግዲህ ጥሩ እንቅስቃሴ ያደረጉ ከሚገኙ ተጫዋቾች መካከል በዛብህ መለዩ አንዱ ነው።
በዛብህ መለዩ
ቶሎ ይደርሳል።
ጥሩ ነበር መጀመሪያ ላይ፣ ግን ይበልጥ ሜዳው አስቸጋሪ እየሆነ ሲመጣ ግን ለበዛብህ መለዩ አይነት ኳስ በመሬት ለሚጫወት እያስቸገረ ነው የመጣው። ቢሆንም ግን በግራ እግሩ ሙከራ አድርጓል። ሙከራው ግን በፈቱዲን የተጨረፈ ይመስለኛል ለግብ ጠባቂ።
ለዛ ነው ፍጥነቱ የቀነሰው።
ፍጥነቱን የቀነሰውና ጥሩ ውሳኔ ነው። ምክንያቱም ከሳጥን ውጪ በእነዚህ አይነት አጋጣሚዎች መምታት ይጠበቃል። ግን ከግብ ጠባቂ ፊት ማንጠር ቢችሉ ግን ለግብ ጠባቂዎች ፈታኝ ነው የሚሆነው። ጥሩ ሙከራ ነው ያደረገው። እንግዲህ
ወደ ሌላኛው የጨዋታ እንቅስቃሴ እንሂድ። ፋቢያን ፋርኖሌ በነገራችን ላይ ዛሬ እንዳልከው ጎሉን አስደፍሯልና ካሁን በኋላ ያው
ጎሉ የተቆጠረበት መንገድ ግን ሙሉ ለሙሉ ፋቢያን ፋርኖሌ ኃላፊነት የሚወስድበት አይደለምና አስቸጋሪ ሁኔታ ውስጥ ነው።
ወደ ዳዊት ተፈራ እንቅስቃሴ እንሂድ። ጎል ለማስቆጠር የሞከረበትና ወደ ጎል የቀረበበት ሂደት ነበረ። ወደዚህኛው ሀሳብ እንሂድ።
እንግዲህ የሲዳማ ቡናዎች ቅድም እንዳልኩ በጨዋታው ቀስ እያሉ ነው እያደጉ የመጡትና ኦኪኪ አፎላቢ በቀኝ መስመር በኩል ድሪብል እያደረገ ሄዶ የሚጥላቸው ኳሶች ፈታኝ ናቸው። ምናልባት ግብ ጠባቂው ሳማኬ ዛሬ የውሳኔ ስህተቶች እያዩበት ነው የሚገኘው። ይህን ኳስ በደንብ ፓንች አላረገውም። ዳዊት ካለው የቴክኒክ ኳሊቲ አንጻር ይህን ኳስ ጎል ማስቆጠር ነበረበት የሚል እምነት ነው ያለኝ። ሳማኪን ተመልከተው፣ ኳሱ በደንብ አላጸዳውም። ፓንች አርቆ ማውጣት ነበረበትና ዳዊት ይህን ኳስ አገኘ። ለግራኝ በጣም ለቴክኒሻን ተጫዋች የተሻለ ነገር ማድረግ ነበረበት የሚል እምነት አለኝ። ጥሩ አጋጣሚ ነበር ያገኙት።
እንደዚህ አይነት የተመለሱ ኳሶችን በማስቆጠር ያው በዘንድሮ የውድድር ዓመት በጣም ጥሩ ጉዞ እያደረገ የሚገኘው ግርማ ዲሳሳ አንዱ ነው። ግርማ በጣም ጥሩ አይን አለው። ትናንትና እንዲሁ ሞክሮ ነበር አይደል? በእንቅስቃሴ ደረጃ
አጋጣሚ ሳይሆን ልጁ የቴክኒክ ኳሊቲ ከፍ እንዳለ ያየንበት ነው። አሁንም ዳዊት ስለሆነ ዳዊት በግራ እግሩ ጥሩ ስለሆነ ከኳስ ጋር ያገባዋል የሚል እምነት ነበረኝ፣ ግን አልተሳካለትም።
ወደ ሌላኛው የጨዋታ ሙከራ እንሂድ እስኪ። ወደ ብርሃኑ አሻሞ ነው የምንሄደው። የዛሬው እንቅስቃሴ እንግዲህ ሌሎች የጎል ማግባት እድሎችን ከፈጠሩ በጣም አደገኛ ሙከራዎች ውስጥ አንዱ ነው።
በጣም ርቀቱ ነው መኳንንት በጣም ሩቅ ነው፣ ግን ኃይል ይፈልጋል ኳሱ። በጣም ጥሩ አድርጎ ነው የመታው አሻሞና ለግብ ጠባቂው ፈታኝ ነው፣ ግን ኳሱ ኢላማውን የጠበቀ ስለመሆኑ እርግጠኛ አይደለሁም። ግን መጠንቀቅ ነበረበት ሳማኬ፣ ምክንያቱም እርግጠኛ ካልሆንክ መተው የለብህም። ስለዚህ ትክክለኛ ውሳኔ ነው የወሰነው የሚል እምነት አለኝ።
ሁለተኛ ኢላማውን ያልጠበቀ ኳስ ሲመልስ ነው
ሁለተኛ። ምናልባት እርግጠኛ ካልሆንክ መመለስ ነው የሚሻለው። ያን የወሰነ ይመስለኛል እንጂ ሁለቱም ኢላማ ሙከራዎች ከኢላማቸው የጠበቁ አልነበሩም።
ሌላው ዛሬ ሲፈተን የነበረው የሳማኬን ሙከራ ነው። የጎል ማዳን ሂደት ነው የምንመለከተው። ሳማኬ እንግዲህ በፋሲል ከነማ በጣም ጥሩ ጉዞ እያደረገ የሚገኝ ግብ ጠባቂ ነው። ዛሬ እንግዲህ ተደጋጋሚ የርቀትም የቅርብ ሙከራዎች እየተደረጉበት ነው።
የዳዊት ፓስ እጅግ በጣም ይገርማል። በግራ መስመር በኩል ሲዲቤን ከፊት ለፊት ካለው ስፔስ ጋር ያገናኘበት ፓስ በጣም ድንቅ ነበር። ግራ እግሩ ጠንካራ ነው ሲዲቤ፣ ግን ኒር ፖስት መምታቱ ምናልባት ለሳማኬ ሙከራውን ያን ያህል አስቸጋሪ ያደረገበት። ሳማኬ አሁን በዚህ ሰዓት ኒር ፖስቱን ወይም ደግሞ አጠገብ ያለውን ብረት መሸፈኑ በጣም ትክክለኛ ነውና የሳማኬን ጠንካራ ሹት መመከት ችሏልና ፖዚሽኒንጉ በጣም ጥሩ ነው። የዳዊት ፓስ የሲዲቤ ግራ እግር ሹትና የግብ ጠባቂው ኳሊቲ ተጣምረው ጥሩ የማጥቃት እንቅስቃሴ ያየንበት አጋጣሚ ነው።
በፕሪሚየር ሊጉ ሁለት እግሮቻቸውን በደንብ ከሚጠቀሙ ተጫዋቾች መካከል አንዱ ነው በነገራችን ላይ ሲዲቤ። ስለዚህ ሲዲቤ በሚመታቸው አቅጣጫዎች በሙሉ በጣም ንቁ መሆን አለበት፣ ልክ እንደ ሳማኬ ማለት ነው። በጨዋታ ውስጥ የነበሩትን ቁጥሮች እስኪ እንመልከት ተመልካቾቻችን። የመጀመሪያው 45 ደቂቃ የጨዋታ እንቅስቃሴ ምን አይነት ቁጥሮችን አሳየን የሚለውን የምንመለከት ይሆናል። መሀል ክፍል 51 ከመቶ የኳስ ቁጥጥር ነበር። ፋሲል ከነማ ራሱ ሜዳ ላይ ለመውጣት ብዙም ጥድፊያ ያልፈለገ ቡድን ነው። 19 ከመቶ የኳስ ቁጥጥሩን ደግሞ ራሱ ሜዳ ላይ ያቆየው ሲዳማ ቡና ነው። ስለዚህ ቶሎ ለመውጣት በጣም የፈለገ ቡድን ነበር እየተመለከትን የነበረው። 12 የግብ ሙከራዎች ተደርገዋል። ዋይድ ሙከራዎች ናቸው እነኚህ። ነገር ግን የጠበቡ የቅርብ ሙከራዎች ወደ 7 የሚጠጉ ናቸው። 4ቱ የፋሲል ከነማ፣ 3ቱ ደግሞ የሲዳማ ቡና ናቸው። 52 ከመቶ የኳስ ቁጥጥር በሲዳማ ቡና በኩል፣ 48 ከመቶ የኳስ ቁጥጥር በፋሲል ከነማ በኩል።
እነዚህ ሁሉ ቁጥሮች የሚናገሩት አንድ ነገር አለ። ምንድነው ልዩነቱ? ጎል ብቻ መሆኑ። በአብዛኛው በእንቅስቃሴ ተመጣጣኝ ናቸው። በጎል ሙከራ እንደዚሁም ደግሞ በኳስ ቁጥጥሩ በተለያዩ ስታቶች ተመጣጣኝ ናቸው። ትልቁ ግን የሚቆጠረው ጎል ነው። ስለዚህ ፋሲሎች ይህን ጎል አግኝተዋልና በሁለተኛው አጋማሽ ይህን መሪነት ይዘው ነው ወደ ሜዳ የሚገቡትና ሲዳማ ቡና ወደ ጨዋታው የመለስ ከባድ ትግል ይጠብቀዋል።
እስኪ አታካናል እሱ እንመልከተው። በሁለቱም ቡድኖች በኩል ሊጠቀሙበት የፈለጉት የጨዋታ መንገድ መሀል ላይ ፔኔትሬሽን ትንሽ ያጋደለ ይመስላል።
በተለይ ፋሲል አብዛኛው ኳስ እንቅስቃሴዎች ከመሀል የሚነሱ ናቸው። የሆነበት ምክንያት በኳስ ቁጥር ብልጫውን ለመውሰድ ሜዳው አስቸጋሪ ስለሆነ የመስመር ተጫዋቾቹ ናትናኤልና እንደዚሁም ደግሞ ሽመክት ጉግሳ ወደ መሀል አጥበው ነው የሚገቡትና በመሀል በቁጥር ስለበዙ መስመሩን አጫወት የተዉት ነው ይመስላል። ያ ደግሞ የኳስ ቁጥር ብልጫ ለመውሰድ ነው እንደዛ ያደረጉትና ከመሀል ለመሀል ኳሶች የበዙበት ዋናው ምክንያት የኳስ ቁጥሩን ብልጫ ለመውሰድ ሁለቱ ዊንገሮች ወደ መሀል አጥበው የገቡ መሆናቸው።
ለዛ ነው አብዛኛውን የጨዋታ እንቅስቃሴ በሽመክት ጉግሳ በኩል ይሄ የአግድሞሽ ሩጫ እያደረገም የተመለከት ነው። ሲዳማ ባለፉት ጨዋታዎች ግን እየተሻሻለ በጣም እያደገ መጥቷልና የዘንድሮ ፐርፎርማንሱ እንደዛሬ ቢመስል ኖሮ አሁን ያለበት ቦታ ላይ አይገኝም ነበር።
እድለኞች አይደሉም። የመጀመሪያ ጎል የተቆጠረበት በጣም ዝግ ያለ አጀማመር ነው ያደረጉት። በጨዋታው ቀስ እያለ ያደገ የመጣ ቡድን ነው። አደገኛ እንቅስቃሴዎች ያደረገ ነው። አማካይ ክፍሉ ኢነርጂ አልነበረውም። ከሂደት በኋላ ግን ዮናስ አላባ እንደዚሁ ዳዊት ከዚህም በተጨማሪ አሻሞ ላይ እየተመለከትን ያለውን ኢነርጂ በጣም ጥሩ ነው እና ምናልባት እንቅስቃሴው በዚህ የሚቀጥል ከሆነ የተሻለ ኢነርጂ ያለው ቡድን ከዚህ ጨዋታ ውጤት ይዞ ሊወጣ ይችላል። ለዚህ ዝግጁ የሚሆነው ሲዳማ ቡና ይመስላል ስንመለከተው። አጥቂዎቹ በጣም ኢነርጂ ያላቸው አማካይ ምናልባት ፋሲል አማካይ ክፍል ቴክኒሽያኖች እንጂ ጉልበተኞች የሌሉት ቡድን እንደሆነ ይታወቃልና ያ ምናልባት ሊያስቸግራቸው ይችላል ብዬ ነው የማስበው።
ሁለተኛ ግማሽ ላይ ምን ልንጠብቅ እንችላለን?
ሁለተኛው አጋማሽ ይበልጥ ለፋሲል አስቸጋሪ ሊሆን ይችላል። አሁን ሲዳማ ቡና እየፈጠረ ያለው ጫና አንጻር ይበልጥ ጫናዎች ይጨምራሉ ብዬ ነው የማስበው። ፋሲል ምላሽ ለመስጠት አማካይ ክፍሉ ላይ ይበልጥ ኢነርጂ መጨመር ያለበት ይመስለኛል። መልሶ ማጥቃት ላይ በጣም ፈጣን ሩጫዎች ማድረግ አለባቸው። የረሱትን የመስመር ማጥቃት መመለስ መቻል አለባቸው። ፉልባኮቹ እንደዚሁ ማጥቃት ላይ መሄድ አለባቸው። ያን ማድረግ ካልቻሉ ሲዳማ ወደ ጨዋታው እንዲመጣ እድል ይፈጥራሉ።
እንግዲህ አዳዲስ ተጫዋቾችም በዛሬው ግማሽ ሊጠቀሙ ይችላሉ ብለን እናስባለን። በነገራችን ላይ ዛሬ ይህ ጨዋታ እንደተጠናቀቀ ኢትዮጵያ ቡና ከቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ ጋር የሚያደርጉት የሸገር ደርቢ ጨዋታ ለመጀመሪያ ጊዜ በኢትዮጵያ ፕሪሚየር ሊግ ከአዲስ አበባ ውጭ የሚደረግ ጨዋታ ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ይህንም ጨዋታ ለተመልካቾቻችን ምናደርስ ይሆናል። አብራችሁን ስለነበራችሁ ከልብ እናመሰግናለን። ሁለተኛው ግማሽ ጨዋታ እንጋብዛችሁ። በአማርኛም በእንግሊዝኛም የጨዋታ የቀጥታ ስርጭት ወደ እናንተ ይደርሳል። ጥሩ ጊዜ ሁላችሁ ተመልካቾቻችን።
Well, we're back into the game. Sidama versus Fasil, with Mujib Kasim having scored in the 3rd minute of the game. The Fasil side is still leading it. They have 42 points altogether. And they are the only team to have crossed the 40-point mark. The nearest marker is the Ethiopian Buna at 33, and that makes them a very weak challenger at the moment. Or let's put it the other way around, that makes the Fasil side a clear front runner in the race to win this year's title. The Amharic commentators, Marcos Elias and Jonas Azeze, will give you the story in Amharic if you choose that language option, or you can stick with us. I am Bernardo Tiena, and I'm in the company of Gilbert Celebwa to take you through the 90 minutes of this game. So Michel Samake will start the build-up on the left side of attack for the Fasil side. With the current conditions of the field, even though the drizzle has already gone, Gilbert, you can't do much of a technical change in how you're playing. You can only put the energy level slightly higher. Carved back by Mujib. No chance for a penalty there at all, says the referee. They usually would shout at the top of their voices to try and get the referee to award a penalty there. Sidama with Afolabi. Cut out for a corner in the nick of time. Fetudin Jamal and Kadir Koulibaly combining in that attack on Afolabi. He's the kind of striker who needs 2 people to be on him. And it becomes very difficult sometimes to just be able to mark him, even just to make sure that you push him off the rails. Here comes the corner. Mamadou Sidibe with a hard shot. It's punched into the net. It's Afolabi. We were just talking about how difficult it becomes to mark Afolabi, even when there's 2 of you. But Mamadou Sidibe and Afolabi combination is a combination of disaster and destruction here. What a celebration as well, Gilbert. I haven't even given you a chance to come in and tell us what you think is going to be happening. And just as early as the Fasil side scored the goal in the opening half, do the Sidama side score the goal in the second half?
There's every similarity. Good first-time shot from Mamadou Sidibe, and Fasil failed to clear the lines at this particular point. They find one man, Okiki Afolabi, 2017-2018 at Jima, scored 23 goals. 24 goals to be precise. That is a mark of a good striker. Good instincts. Yeah,
he did at that time. He scored 24 goals at that time. You know, he's been at Mekele as well. And he's very well known to the Ethiopian league as well. But the punch shot is what we should be talking about, that he takes from outside the box, much the same way as Mujib Kasim scored as well. So 2 goals scored in equally similar fashion on either side of the break by either of the 2 teams. 1-1 is the scoreline at the moment. Shimekit Guksa is making a big meal out of it as well, and runs away from the scene altogether. I think Mehari Mena was also making a big deal out of it. It's going to be a corner. This is what happened. Mehari Mena was trying to save it from going out, and then he gets a touch off Mehari Mena. You know, the whole ball must cross the line. The whole, actually the correct terminology is the whole of the ball must cross the line.
The whole circumference of the ball.
Yeah, must cross the ball.
That's right.
So that hadn't quite crossed. A lot of men in defense at the moment. It's going to be a foul on Tafera Guta, no doubt about it. Not on Tafera, but on Jonas Geremau. No doubt about it, as he was trying to clear that ball. And that's the one that is going to be saving the Sidama side. Otherwise, a lot of men from the Fasil side that arrived on the scene, Gilbert.
Well, at this particular point, with the state of the pitch, there's bound to be a lot of mistakes. The clearances, and that was an appeal for a handball, I think, from Jared Baye.
Yeah, but the high boots are there as well. And because he's trying to clear the ball here, it's the captain of the Fasil side who's deemed to be the guilty one. Catching him. You know the advantage that he gets as well, Jonas? He's shorter of the 2.
So
his boot cannot be higher than the captain.
It's a high boot by Jared.
No, in comparison, it's a low boot. The captain's is a higher boot. Sidibe chips it up. Samake. Oh, very unfortunate to have lost that ball that was pumped into the net by Okiki Afolabi. Oh, it's going to be trouble here for Sunday Matuku. He better just have his composure in the game. He endured a second yellow card that sent him off the game the last time they played. And he took one for the team that time when they won 3-0 against Adama, and didn't take part in the game against Walkite. this one looks like he was diving to save like a goalkeeper, wasn't he, Gilbert?
Well, he's gonna put his life on the line for this one.
No, he shouldn't. Not twice, man. Not twice. He did the last time. There are other defenders behind him, and I think there was talk again about the reason why he got the second yellow card, that he could have left the ball. There was another defender behind. This one crosses to Mujib. Just a little bit too long. Goes off the field of play. It's going to be a goal kick.
That was a good pass. It was a good pass. I mean, just Mujib and Bezab just didn't get off the mark as quickly as you'd have expected.
Yeah, it seems to be crossing diagonally from Shimekit Gugsa, but I think it's just slightly long, you know, and none of them get there on time. Bizab Meleu just decides to let it roll off because he knows he can't cover it from that very acute angle as well. Sidibe loves to play in the smallest of spaces, in the smallest of boxes, but still manages to get himself out most of the time. Afolabi, the self-belief is there in the man. Here is the cross, and it's a lovely one as well. I mean, you only wish there was somebody else who has the anticipation that Afolabi will get through and to position themselves properly. And Abtabu Gezayany looked like to have been the man, but there's no one in there to go in for where Afolabi is going. Gezayany so far is waiting for a mistake there. And Afolabi is probably presenting the best chances for Sidama in today's game.
Well, I like his commitment. I like his, demeanor. He gets the ball. He's a forward thinker. He never moves back, and he's tried to push first into making mistakes at the back.
Tilahun doesn't control this one. He goes off the field of play. It's going to be a throw-in. Sande Mutuku quickly takes it. Afolabi again, but this time we're laid by Yared Bai, the captain. Gets the ball off him very easily. Gazahin will be brought down by Amsalu Tilahun. Occasionally he goes in too hard on the physical game, Amsalu Tilahun. It has made it very difficult for Mr. Gezahen here to be able to go forward. He simply just holds him and pulls him back, and even tosses him onto the other side. There's no way you can evade the referee's attention with a ball like that, with a move like that. You need to have the calmness as well to be able to tackle, you know, clearly and in accordance to the rules of the game. Just take it away again. And Mehari Mena working himself hard to go up front. But Tudin to Afolabi. And now the defenses begin to panic. The moment the ball goes to Afolabi, you can be sure there's going to be a little bit of a panic here. Oh, that slide by Gezahen looks good on its own. Would have looked better with the ball in his feet.
Yeah, I remember.
On his feet, rather.
I remember you and I during our time when it rained like this.
Gilbert, stop remembering anything about you and I. It was you. It
you
was
would be sliding happily, geekishly.
So what are you saying about Bai Gezahen?
Downwards.
It's just going into some happy moments or what? Yeah, that young boys in the hood and in the village. This will be difficult for you to understand if you've grown up in the city, but if you grew up in the estates, you would occasionally even want to create the muddy patches yourself, just to be able to play in them. And roll down like that sliding. Gitgat pushes it back to the midfield. You know, this is what we are fearing as well, Gilbert, and it's happening at the moment, that Surafel Denachu is already feeling the strain of playing in this kind of field, and is not as agile as he usually is.
Yeah,
he's slowed down.
Yeah, it's not his piece of meal. I mean, he is struggling getting the balls to the right places and also controlling the ball. Being a technical player, he cannot make advancements with the ball.
Plus, he's supposed to play here at the center here, and here at the center, you can see what it's looking like. So it's making it very difficult for him. Sidibe goes for a sprint, catches up with the ball, brought back to Mena, goes directly towards goal. Mena doesn't curve it back, and Samake will pick it up. So he's going to start the build-up from his side.
Well, there are two things, Bernard, that Sidama is doing. They are defending.
Sidama, you're saying?
Yes, they're defending in numbers and also attacking in numbers.
They are.
If you compare it to Fasil are defending very well, but they are sparring the attacking forward with only one player.
The transition from the defense into the midfield, and I think that's what we mentioned about Surafel Denachu and also Bezab Meleu. They're feeling a little bit of a strain. And Shimakit, we already said, in this field, was not going to have a good day because his takeoff is going to be affected. The runs are going to be affected. And now they are playing in the side that is less advantageous. The right side of the field has less advantages, and they're attacking in that direction. They can't do the runs from the midfield. They can't do it on the side. They really have to be very careful about where they want to go in from. For the Sidama side, they've got the better side on the field to play in. And they're enjoying themselves making the attacks. Here is Mamadou Sidibe. Better control. Brings in an attempt at a hard cross. It's picked up by the man from Cote d'Ivoire, Kadir Koulibaly. A handball very easily spotted by the referee. Having been committed by Jonas Geremel. It's going to be a free kick. Sande Mutuku shouldn't labor too hard. He occasionally makes that mistake of overworking himself in situations where he could have just worked smart and it still would have worked.
Yeah, I think the best thing for him to do is to concentrate on his defensive duties.
Then it might go against what the coach told him, because the coach said you've got to defend and also you've got to attack. He's just got to measure how it's going. Okiki Afolabi shields the ball away to try and get it off the field of play for a goal kick. And feels a little bit of a strain from that attack there. This is a Nyeo Kasahun. Again, a man who today we haven't seen any of his rolling, especially in the first half. We didn't see him come off of his defensive role, did we?
Yeah, we have not seen him. And as you have said, the terrain has really stopped the movement of one Kasahun.
This is taken by the captain of the Fasil side. Tries to get it into the midfield. Doesn't have all the luck here. It's going to work out like that all the time. The advantages will be for the Sidama side. This is plucked off the head of Mamadou Sidibe. This is Sande Mutuku. Yep, just concentrates on getting the ball up at the front. Probably a better idea than trying to control it in front of the strikers of Fasil. Going to come back to the midfield to Kadir Koulibaly. Oh, Donachu is going to have a difficult time here. For technical players, it's going to present a little bit of a problem. The advantage still remains with Sidama, so no point in stopping play here. Geremel then brings it onto the left side to Okiki Afolabi. He's got Meari Mena. And a cross here! Samake almost loses it, but recovers on time to pick it up. Oh, difficult times for Mikel Samake as well. Today is one of those days where he comes into very sharp focus. He's conceded the least number of goals in the Ethiopian Premier League, only 10. And he's still in very good contention for goalkeeper of the season if he keeps it that way. And he was trying to keep a clean sheet in today's game, but things are not working out. I mean, the slippery conditions get the balls off his hands sometimes.
Yeah, and I like Okiki Afolabi.
Look at that.
Yeah, that is, I mean, he almost lost it. He almost lost it. Quick recovery.
Even the goal came out of a loss of the ball from his hands.
Yes, it's quick recovery from him and quick action. He gets the ball back.
Oh, Mikel Samake today has to put in 120% than he always does. Often comes off the game looking very neat and very smart. Today, it's not going to be that day. Not for any of them, but for Fabian Fanol, he still looks like he's got everything all together. For a good number of the players, today is one of those days when you'll come out of it looking like a battle-hardened soldier. For Fetudin Jamal as well, his captain's armband is concealed in the mud that he has picked up while playing in defense for the Sidama side. Good ball to Mamadou Sidibe, coming from Tafera Guta. Minari again goes directly. He's gotten a very good feed on the left side, Minari. He needs to now make it work for the team.
Yeah, I mean, he is playing as a left back, but you're finding him in very, very prime positions, opening up the wing play for Sidama and making it very difficult for Fasil to mark him.
Gaza into Afolabi and to Mamadou Sidibe. And Nyeo Kasahun is marking him, being turned inside out. Mamadou doesn't look like the kind of player who's looking for a penalty there, but he loses possession and is not happy with himself for that. This is Fanol. It doesn't look like he has had any part in this game.
Absolutely.
Doesn't look like he's got any mud in his body at all. What happened here to Sidibe?
It's good skills. Yeah, good skills, but he overdid it. He was trying to go through a maze of legs, but the first touch lets him down, and he knows it.
What do you think he said?
I mean,
do you think he said it in French or in English or in Amharic?
he must have spoken in French that he must.
Really?
He's lost a good opportunity.
I think he said it in Amharic. No, we'll have to employ a speech therapist to be able to tell us, to read the lips, a person who reads the lips to be able to tell us exactly what he said, but he was cursing, quite unhappy with himself there. Shimekit, very minimal contribution is hard to put in this game today because his position and the runs he usually makes have been cut off. Siom Kebeda is wondering whether he should make a change or not. But we're still playing the 60th minute of the game. There's a lot of games still remaining here. And Nyayo Kasahun. Minari sends it up at the front. Mena